The following segment of Daytime Buffalo is sponsored by Elder Care Solutions. These purposeful living segments have been highlighting local businesses that are helping the seniors of the 716 live life to the fullest in this phase of their lives. And here to tell us why it's such an important message to them are the segment's creator, Phil Pullman, and sponsor, Roxanne Sorensen from Elder Care Solutions. Welcome, you two. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Alrighty, Roxanne, tell us more about Elder Care Solutions and what you provide for our aging individuals.
So Elder Care Solutions was invented by myself and my partner, Florica Miranda, to provide quality services to older adults. We were finding that there were a lot of shortfalls, and people were not getting the services in home. They were not sure what assisted living meant, what nursing homes, what the qualifications were, and the cost. So we decided to take our specialties and develop Elder Care Solutions so we can guide you through that process without having any hiccups.
Yeah. Why was it so important for you to start a business like this?
Honestly, I took some of my own personal experiences, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. You know, I've always been in the aging field, and everyone always asks for advice, right? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I just saw that the gaps were so large. And people were not getting the services. People were losing their jobs. I mean, no one should lose their job to care for a loved one. That should never happen. And we wanted to make it so that people could still maintain their family life and work, and then also provide the quality care to their loved one.
Right. So tell us about the core values in running this business with Elder Care Solutions and caring for the clientele that you see.
Well, when someone comes to us, it's all about advocacy. So we are there to be your advocate, and we're not on anyone else's behalf. So if you come to me or Phil comes to me with a client or a family member, I'm going to say, what are your goals? How do you want to remain independent? And a lot of times it's a child or a loved one coming to us, but we can't negate what that person wants, right? And a lot of times that person is forgotten. They don't get to have a voice. They need that voice. So that's where we start, is with that voice. And then we navigate them through the system. You know, it's compassion, it's honesty, it's trust. It's all those things in a global relationship, right? A personal relationship, a working relationship. It doesn't change because we get older. It just intensifies. And how do you walk through that system? Happily. How do you make it so it's okay to make those rough and tough decisions? No one volunteers to go to a nursing home. Ever. But those are necessary things that exist. You know, we all experience that. We've talked in the past about your grandmother. We've talked with Phil about his family, my family. There's nobody I've ever met that doesn't have a situation at some point in their lives with a loved one who needs help.
It's about trusting.
Agreed.
You know, you have to trust that person like yourself to go into somebody's home and say, you know what, I need some help making a decision.
I
agree.
agree.
And they can trust you.
True, and it doesn't mean I'm right. I mean, what I'm providing you is a foundation, a better way of getting that person what they need. But you don't have to accept those services.
Right.
We can take baby steps. Like sometimes I just bring in a Lifeline service just to get in the door to build trust. Right? Who am I to tell you how to live? I'm going to come in and judge you. I'm not judging you. I'm enhancing what services you need and how to remain independent. I think that's where everyone forgets. This is about independence.
Right.
So that's where the foundation begins.
And to have that independency for as long as possible while being safe and making sense to what your abilities and means are.
Agreed. We are mandated reporters, and what that means is if someone is in crisis and is unsafe to remain home, we have to put something in place to either keep them there or find them the right solution. And our goal is always to keep you at home. Sometimes that is just not feasible. And acceptance of those next steps is not easy. I will be in the same situation that I see every single day. We all will be. How do you accept it? And I think leading them there and hearing them and not negating feelings, because it's all about emotions. Change is hard. I mean, I just moved our offices. I did not like that at all. But it changes good, right?
Yeah.
So how do you embrace it and also accept what they're feeling and seeing and hearing? So that's where we start.
And you're not one-sided either.
Correct.
I mean, it's like you're there neutral, trying to make, you know, the family feel safe, the patient feel safe.
Agreed. And
You know.
at the end of the day, it's about money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to bring it to that point, but what can you afford? I can give you, if you have champagne taste, but you only have beer money, what can we do on a beer budget? And if you have champagne budget, then what can we do there too? And then we're outliving our money. That's something that people don't realize is we are living into our hundreds. It used to be 100-year-old was like huge.
Right.
It's the norm.
Yeah.
So my oldest client's 105 years old. They've outlived their money. So how do we embrace services through the Veterans Association, through Medicaid? You know, what is out there? Can we get some free services through different organizations like Verizon or, you know, there are things out there that people just don't know exist.
And do you help fill out applications, things like
We
that?
do. Yeah, good point. So we will walk you through that whole process. You don't have to do anything alone. We can do everything, or we could just do one or two things. It's customized. You are the person making those decisions. Think of it as a bit like, okay, we'll use a Josh Allen. He's the quarterback, right? Well, I'm your quarterback. We're going to bring you to that end result, but you have to be part of that team. So that's how it works. Or we're the captain of the ship. You're still driving the ship, but how do we get to the end result?
Phil, I know that you are also extremely passionate for supporting seniors and caregivers in our community. What do you want our viewers to know about Elder Care Solutions and Roxanne's commitment to making a difference?
Well, well, we actually teamed up because of the program being written and actually what Roxanne actually does. So it's very, very important to me that people understand that it's a trustworthy company. And don't be afraid to call somebody. A lot of times people have this misconception like, oh my God, somebody's coming in, they're going to ship me off to a nursing home. That's not the case.
That's true. You're right.
That's not the case, and that's a very big misconception that people have. So I believe 150% about what Roxanne actually does with her business and for the community. Because if it doesn't happen, you know, with her, and you try to do it individually, you don't know those resources.
Right.
Is there
Going circles.
is there a lot more resources now than when you first started?
There are. I mean, there's always a resource out there, but what is a good resource? Like, you know, you could pay for resources. Some things are free. Free isn't always better.
Right.
Okay.
And
you
you
get what
have
you pay for.
those resources,
We do.
which is why we keep bringing you on, and we're so appreciative for your time and what you're doing for our elder
Thank you.
community. Viewers, if you'd like to get in touch with Roxanne for any questions or concerns about your elderly loved ones, you can visit eldercarewny.com or call the number on your screen. This Purposeful Living segment is sponsored by Elder Care Solutions. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.